How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are going to talk about Workhorse because it is dropping dramatically right now. I mean, it is down about 5.25% right now, and it's going down very quickly. I want to tell you why that is. I'm going to try to keep it quick and keep it to the point. Let's look at Workhorse right now. Before we get into it, if you want to help support this channel and the video, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Also, if you want some free stocks from WeBull, check out the link below. You can get 3 free stocks worth up to $1,600 if you deposit $100. So Workhorse was looking good for the beginning part of the day. I made a video earlier, but around 2:35, it dropped down about 2.5%, and since then, it's dropped down even more. We can see that it's dropped down about 5.5%, and I want to go over why this is. I want to talk about what's causing this, why the company that is causing this is doing this, and what I am doing, whether I'm worried about it. So, what happened? Well, on WeBull, I actually got a notification that Lakewood Capital Management, Bozza, the guy whose name is Bozza there, Anthony Bozza, actually came out and said that he is looking at this company, or he pitched it as a stock to short at a Robinhood investors conference. Now, this is kind of interesting. I think there are a couple different reasons for this, and I understand what he's doing. So, first of all, he works for this company, Lakewood Capital Management, and they are a hedge fund that is trying to make money short term. They have to make money pretty quick. They have to have new and innovative ideas. They have to be out there because you don't invest in a hedge fund to match the general market, right? If you are investing in a hedge fund and you just get 7 to 10%, it's really not worth the time, the effort, all the stipulations to be in that hedge fund. A lot of the time they might charge 1 to 2% on your assets. So you are looking to beat the general market. You are a high net worth individual to even invest with them. So you are trying to beat the market. Now, why would they be doing this? Well, we are down pretty drastically, right? So we are down pretty drastically from our peaks up in September, and we're down about 43%. Now, there are a couple reasons that we could actually fall lower, and I've talked about them. I talked about them over the last day, and I'll link to the video here about why I talked about them. But generally, there is a lot of uncertainty going forward with the elections, with the pandemic cases, with everything that's going on right now, and a lot of people are selling out of their more risky stocks. So that makes sense. A lot of people are selling out. They're trying to de-risk a little bit, and they aren't willing to hold on to a company like Workhorse when we have to wait for the USPS contract. And we have to wait until the end of the year for that. At least that's what we're thinking, because they've pushed it back so many times. So over the next 2 months, or month and a half, I should say, I could see the stock continuing to go down as people are more worried about different stuff coming up, the country shutting down. I could see people being really worried and selling out of Workhorse stock, and I've said that for a while. However, unless we hear about the USPS contract, I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to sell out if we just don't hear anything and the stock continues to push down. I'll actually buy more, and I'm about to increase my position if it hits $17. Now, just looking at this company in general, Lakewood Capital needs to make short-term gains. So, like I said, they're shorting the stock. They think it's going to go down short-term. The fact that they are a hedge fund, that they're coming out and saying this, we've seen it in the past with Fuzzy Panda, with some other short seller reports like the one on Nikola. These can cause the stock price to go down dramatically. Now, this isn't the same as those other two because from what I can understand, they're not coming out with all this great information about it. Maybe they're doing their little pitch, but it's not like they think there's a huge conspiracy or like the company's doing anything wrong. They are just saying that they think that it's worth shorting. Now, I talked about this morning, and I'll link to that video here, but the short position on this company has gone up dramatically recently, up to 27 million shares. So they are looking for a short-term short, and if they can get people to be freaked out about this, they probably already have a position that is shorting the company now, then they are going to push the stock down and then hopefully be able to cover or get back in and actually make money on their shorts. If we look, they have actually been worse than the general market, just this company in general. And I haven't used this website before, Whale Wisdom, but it seems pretty high quality from what I can tell. If we just look at them versus the S&P 500, you can see they are generally trending below. And this is something that I've talked about before. Generally, hedge fund managers don't beat the S&P 500 when you consider their fees and all the different things you have to pay to be in the hedge fund. You can see here that they are actually lagging behind about negative 6.35% compared to a positive 16.4% from about 2 years ago in the market. So I would not put a huge amount of faith in this. Now, short term, they could be right. They could short the stock, and obviously it's working a little bit right now because the stock market is really worried about this. The owners of Workhorse are worried, and the stock is dropping dramatically. But this is probably a very short-term position for them, because if you do short the stock, that, first of all, is highly risky with any company, because of the fact that when you invest in a stock and actually buy the shares, there's no maximum level that you can hit. Like if you buy a stock that's $1, it could go up to $1 million a share in 25 years. We don't know, but there is a max that you can actually gain from shorting a stock. So let's say that you buy X stock, you buy Workhorse, and it's $10,000 worth of shares, and the stock price goes down to zero. The company goes bankrupt. Well, maximum, you hit $10,000. So the max amount you can actually make from it is whatever you put into the short position originally, but you can lose infinite amounts of money. If it goes from $10,000 and now the shares are worth $20 million, you have to pay that amount. You have to buy back into those shares. So this is very risky for them to be doing this, because of the fact that we could get the USPS contract and the stock price could go up dramatically. There's no limit to how high it could go. So this is kind of interesting to see them take this position, but they're trying to be different. They not only are trying to do well, so they have to actually perform well with their portfolio. They have to get good returns. But the name of the game for these different kinds of hedge funds isn't how well they return. It's how much money they can get in the funds, because they make money not only a lot of the time with how well they return, they also make money on the assets under management. So they might do a 2% fee, but then after 10%, they take 2% of the returns. So that is something that is worth considering, that a lot of the time they can actually make money just from the amount of assets they have under management and how well they do. So if they can bring a lot of attention to this, a lot of people are interested in this stock, and they can say, no, that's not a good position. It drives the stock price down. People are like, whoa, they're smart. Then they can get more assets under management too. So that is just something to consider. I personally am not putting too much weight into this. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not selling out of Workhorse by any means. I think this is just loading up to be a better buying opportunity. Now, of course, I have a certain amount that I am willing to risk in Workhorse, because it is a speculative stock. I'm not trying to put my life savings into Workhorse, because I could be completely wrong and they could get 0% of the USPS contract and drop dramatically. But I feel still like they are going to get a good portion of that contract. So I'm willing to risk some of my portfolio for the potential reward of them getting the contract. Let me know your thoughts below, though. Let me know if you're curious about what the stock was going down, what your thoughts are on it, and let me know what you're doing with Workhorse. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for watching, hitting the like button, and getting those free stocks if you want them. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.